Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. It's Free Pattern Friday. That's right, FPF. We're now at the end of our Rippling Goose pattern that I wanted to show you. Now we're going to show you how to assemble it. And I'm going to give you some tricks on how to assemble this when, you know, you've got some issues with your piecing on the side corners and all the rest of the stuff that sometimes happens during foundation paper piecing. But I also want to mention we have a Facebook group. Now that Facebook group offers virtual free sew dates with myself and other members of the community. We're pretty much all over Europe and New Zealand and Australia, North America. It's there. We have even one lady from Chile and she's delightful. So you should come join us Facebook group and you'll see and get to chat and show your stuff. The other thing I want to mention is Karen from Crafty Quilty Designs. Now, she's from Britain, but her and her husband are, they call it, I don't know, it's RVing, right? Basically, they call it caravanning down in Australia and in Britain. We call it RVing. So, her and her husband are RVing from Australia. Now, the sew along that Karen and I are going to be doing, one week you go to her channel and the next week you come to mine, and we do this back and forth, and basically we're making a lap quilt. That's going to be just cute. So I'm not going to give you too many more details because we're running that sew along as well as the nosegay at the same time. So it's kind of, you know, there's going to be lots going on in the channel here in October, starting October and November. So come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, the pattern for Rippling Goose is part 1, 2, and 3 are going to be found in the show notes below. If you're on the Facebook group, they're found in the files category when they talk about more. Like when you go to Facebook and there's a more at the top, you go in there and it's part of the files. So in case you're looking for this, this is where you are. So here we go, this is where we start. Now, what I have done is I am going to place, oops, I should probably pick a different red. Oh, that's the only red I have. Okay, well that's the red I have. All right, so I would go like this for my block. And there's my layout for my block. I'm going to point all of my flying geese in this direction, right, for this, because this is where the orange is where your centers are. Right, and when we get to the other parts around here as we go along, that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to show you now how to quickly put this all together. Now, there's some white spots here, but I've stay stitched them, right? So if you wanted to switch this around to this way, because this one looks a little bit thin here. Now I've free checked all this stuff. No, that's another one that's kind of on the thin side. Let's try this one. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we've got, right? Okay, we're going to sew it together just like one big piece. Now, I have the paper still left on the flying geese, right? Because it was a little shy, right? That's the way sometimes they turn out. They're a little shy. Now, another thing, I'm going to talk to you about this too. When you're printing out your pattern, print all the pieces at the same time. Because what happened with this, I printed my papers at 2 different times, right? So what happened was that they're not exactly the same size. They're close enough, but they're not exactly the same size. So I'm just going to weave these through. There we go, we'll line that up. And make sure that I leave my point. So a nice crisp point on the orange. Okay. And now I'm going to fold this back out of the way. And come on. And a nice crisp point. There we go. And this one has to, this one is insisting on going this way. All right. Well, if you're insisting, we'll go the other way then. Okay. It's insisting on going a certain way, just let it go that way. So what happens when you don't print them all at the same time is that sometimes your computer will change the size on you. It's more important that they're all the same size than it is that your computer, okay, make sure I don't lose my point. It's more important that they're all the same size versus then it's, let's say you're printing at 90%. Well, if all of them were printed at 90%, just go with it because your blocks are just a little bit smaller. If you're printing some at 100 and some at 110, you're going to have problems fitting them together. There we go. Just this thing needs to be oiled. Okay. So, what you're going to do... oh, and I snapped my thread. Oh, well. Hang on. Oh, I'm trying out a new thread today. Because I decided I was going to give it something new a shot. So let me just thread up this needle here. So basically you're going to do this 20 or 35 times to make a lap quilt, right? You're basically going to lay them out that way. Then what happens is once you got your 35, you're going to lay them and sew them together, 5 across, 7 down, right? There's your 35 blocks. Now, on the very edge, oh, excuse me, on the very edge of those blocks, there we go, there we go, that's a little easier. So with these blocks now, so if this was a big quilt, a massive big quilt, you would have, this side wouldn't have any flying geese or cornerstones, and this is where you have to put them in now. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cornerstones and your blocks, and you're just going to run all of them together with a cornerstone on, let's see, this has to go this way, yes, no, it has to go this way. Yes, it goes this way. So you want a cornerstone to the yellow. It's whatever, however, what layout you want to do, right? And your cornerstone to the yellow and the red. Okay. Because now you're laying them out like this. Hang on. You lay them out whatever way you feel works best for you, but there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is like this. The first thing we're going to do is sew like this, right? This is what we're going to sew. So let's get this one on the works. Okay, and we're just going to put this under, and we're going to make sure they nest. So you want one going one way and the other one going the other way. Where basically it's like assembling a 9-patch now. Okay, this is going to go up. That's going to go down. That's the easiest way to put on borders and sashing, especially when you have lots of them to do. It's like, it's so much easier just to put them on. Put them on that way. Okay, let's get these ones separated. Just like that, right? Okay, so that's what you're going to do for your entire quilt, right? You're going to make this what you're going to do. I'm just going to put this here underneath. They will nest again because I've left all the flying geese parts on. There. This actually was, as I was working with this quilt, I was like, wow, all the fun memories came back about getting ready for a little granddaughter, and it was just, my little Winifred was, you know, not probably any bigger than a pea when we decided we would start working on this, and it didn't take long to finish. Did not at all. There we go, that's flipping a little bit, there we go. And with that, we'll cut off the end and we'll have our big ta-da moment. And here is the great ta-da moment. This is our crazy and fun Rippling Goose block that's finally finished. Like I say, you would only do these two, this bit here, and you'd add this bit to the outside of your quilt. Right, so if you made 35 blocks, this last bit would end up being the very outer border of your quilt. The assembly, the blocks are 5 by 7, you know, 5 across, 7 down, and this works up really fast, especially if you get your scraps in, you know, kind of the right order or the right length, and you just, you know, you whip through them in no time, flat. This was a fun project for me to do. It brought me back to all my memories of waiting for my granddaughter Winifred to be born, and I was so excited that we were doing that, she was coming, so this was really good. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week and are very cheerful and very happy. Don't forget, if this is being filmed before, or if this is being dropped before October 22nd, that's our virtual sew date, and it's free. You're welcome to come, and you don't have to come and bring, some people are under the idea that you have to bring something that you see on this channel to sew. No, bring whatever you're working on. It'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you on October 22nd. Okay, you take care. Bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for watching today. We're so happy about the way our channel has grown, and we just want to wish you so well in your journey along with us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Now, the next thing is this quilt. We are wondering if you guys would like this quilt as a free sew along on this channel this fall, this coming fall, winter. We were kind of thinking that this one would be really fun to do. We could do it in a larger size or a smaller size, it's up to you, but this one was a lot of fun to make. And it's all, it lends itself to being hand stitched, but you can also do this on a sewing machine as well. So let us know in the comments below. Remember, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay, have a great week ahead. Bye!